Greatly apologize for anyone that was watching the show. We got disconnected, but I'm going to record the rest of the interview. Therefore, you guys do not miss a beat with this interview with Clint Brewster. Once again, guys, I greatly apologize for the disconnection. AT&T has been awful the past couple days. Clint, my apologies, man. Just start off where you left off regarding Jimbo Fisher and his success at Florida State.
Yeah, no worries. Like I was saying, he really recruited well in South Florida. I think that was the key in getting great players like Dalvin Cook to come to Florida State, and other players in South Florida, and he also recruited well in other places down south in the state of Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia. And getting players, transcendent players like Jameis. He was able to get the most out of Jameis and win a Heisman, win a national championship. He's such a great quarterback engineer. And I think that's what he does best, and it's such an important area, and I know that he holds everybody accountable, and he's kind of Saban-ish in that way, and he's not going to be outworked, I think that those were the main things why he had, such success at Florida State. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Once again, man, Jimbo Fisher, outstanding coach. I think Texas A&M, for some reason, it's one of those programs that kind of don't get over the hump. Like Georgia, Texas A&M, they never win the national title. I don't know what it is. It takes them a while. So I think once Jimbo gets the ball rolling, he's in the toughest conference, no doubt, in college football to win. He plays literally top 10 teams every season, week in and week out. So I definitely think Jimbo Fisher will get the ball rolling. Clint, I want to pick your brain again, man. What programs do you think are on the rise? I know Tennessee's doing an outstanding job in recruiting. PJ Fleck is killing it at Minnesota. Mac Brown as well is doing a great job at UNC in recruiting. Who do you think is a program to look out for?
Yeah, definitely those programs you mentioned. And there's a couple in the ACC. I thought that Georgia Tech is kind of on the rise. Pitt, Louisville. I really like Satterfield in Louisville. Obviously you mentioned UNC. I like all those programs. I like their head coaches. I like the direction that the program's going, and I think that the ACC is going to be a lot better, as a whole, the next couple of years. And there's some more teams across the country, that I feel like are going to be better, that are on the rise, like Indiana. I think that they have a really good quarterback in Penix that's going to be a lot better. Oregon, I think USC is going to be better. Obviously, Arizona State you can throw in there too with Jaden Daniels. I love him as a quarterback. Illinois, I think, is another one with Brandon Peters. I think that they're going to be a lot better. So there's quite a few, I think, that are on the rise there.
Yeah, no, definitely. Indiana, I haven't heard that name yet. That's one of those programs, again, it is a basketball school, so it'll be interesting if they do well. But if Indiana and UNC start winning football games, man, that will be like blue blood basketball schools just dominating football as well. Hey, be very interesting times ahead of us. Hey, Clint, regarding recruiting, obviously the transfer portal is kind of the most mainstream thing now. A lot of people are obsessed with it. Manny Diaz has done a great job in Miami getting a lot of transfer portal guys. So have other programs like Ohio State, Lincoln Riley. What are your thoughts about the transfer portal? Are you a fan of it or you're not at all?
I I am. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. It's like free agency.
Right.
At the college level. And obviously Miami has really taken advantage of it and got guys and got a lot of good players. And I think that it's pretty cool. I mean, and I think it gives players a chance to go play. You can get immediate help, there if you're a college team. And, we'll see what happens with it in the future. You hope that it's not taken advantage of, I guess you could say, by a lot of players. But I'm a fan of it so far.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's basically the free agent pool of college football. It's where it's gotten. So I like it a lot because it does help out a lot of programs and players as well. The tradition was to kind of wait your turn. Now it's like, hey, let me just go to the transfer portal and see who is interested in me. I made a mistake in recruiting. So I really do. I do like it a lot, and I think it can help a lot of teams. Regarding the state of recruiting, Clint, I feel like it's gotten really gaudy in the sense of over extreme with, there's always the black market in the sense. It's always been there. There's always been, these visits, kind of social media as well as taken over. We have the transfer portal. Do you think the state of recruiting is just going to be bigger and bigger as we go on? Because I don't know how big it can get at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. It's so gaudy and with Instagram and Twitter, it's gotten so big, and all these players need such great notoriety, and obviously, with players, supposedly, going to be getting paid by their likeness in the future. We'll see how that changes recruiting and it's so interesting every year, just the recruiting journeys that these kids go on, and some of the schools that just emerge in the rankings, like Tennessee, recently, and Minnesota's doing a great job, and just a lot of these schools that kind of come out of nowhere. It makes it fun every year.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, Clint, I gotta ask you. You mentioned Tennessee. I remembered your T. Martin tweet last year when Miami was looking for an OC. Was that just like kind of teasing fun at Miami? Because I know T. Martin, he has expressed interest for the job. Or did that really have wheels on it?
I think that it did have wheels on it. I think that some people took it, more than it was. I said that he was likely to be the OC there. Not that he was going to be, but I think that it had some wheels, and that that they were definitely looking at him, but I don't know exactly what happened. Obviously, they didn't come to a deal, but I'm a fan of T. Martin. Obviously, a lot of Miami fans weren't.
Right.
But I would have loved to see him there as the OC. But
no doubt about it. Yeah, his son is actually a top recruit as well right now.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player too.
And T. Martin, I mean, to be fair, he is at a perfect spot. He's at the school where he won a national title. He's a Tennessee guy. So I think that is kind of the dream job. And I don't think you can flip T. Martin at the moment. I know he was in free agency before, but I think he's going to stay there for as long as he could until he gets a head coaching job. I don't think he'll jump to another OC job.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, what'll happen with him. But I'd like to see him be an OC definitely again somewhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even a head coach. But I'm a big fan of him, and I think that he got the bad end of the deal at USC. But I mean, he's a great recruiter. So
one of the best, no doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, Clint, I want to pick your brain with these season predictions, man. Miami, how do you think they will fare this upcoming season?
It's tough to say. Obviously, with De'Aaron King and you didn't have spring practice,
Right.
like we were talking about, and but I think that their over under was what 8.5,
Yes,
wasn't it?
in Vegas.
I'm more optimistic than a lot of people, and I think that they're going to win 9 games, and make the over on that over under 8.5, and I think that there's obviously a lot of winnable games on their schedule. Is it Michigan State that they go to?
Yes, Michigan State.
Yeah, and I think that that's a winnable game. That's their big non-conference game. And then I like Quincy Roach, obviously Greg Rousseau, and the receivers that they have, and if De'Aaron King can play well, then I think that they can win 9 games.
Yeah, that's what I have as my season prediction as well. I think 9 wins is fair. Like you said, Quincy Roche, AAC Defensive Player of the Year, 13 sacks. Gregory Rousseau, I mean, he had more sacks than Chase Young last season. Now, give or take, he's playing in a weaker conference, but, hey, 15 sacks is still very good. He should be a first-round pick, according to Mel Kiper, but you never know what could happen, obviously. So Miami does have talent. I'm going to say 9 wins as well as my season prediction. Do you think Miami represents the ACC Coastal, or do you think UNC will get the upper hand? 9-3 usually gets you in, but, it is the ACC Coastal.
Yeah, I think 9 wins should get you in, but I don't know, with me being a North Carolina kid, I grew up there, and I'd probably have to go, with the Tar Heels there and Sam Howell, but yeah, it'll be fun to watch.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Clint, who's your college football playoff and who's your national champion?
My college football playoff, my national champion would have to be Ohio State.
Yep.
I can't go against Justin Fields and what they have going on there. I mean, they were so close last year. Obviously, I think Clemson will be in it. I think Clemson will be right there. I think a team that could be a dark horse is Texas, maybe. Sam Ehlinger, being a senior. And maybe Wisconsin, maybe. I want to say maybe Wisconsin in there. It's tough because Ohio State, obviously. But those teams are really the ones that I'm keeping an eye on for my playoff. Georgia, maybe could be in there, maybe. I want to see. I think Georgia's the interesting one. I want to see Jamie Newman and how he does. I wasn't real big on him as a passer,
right?
Last season, but he's obviously he's got a lot better team at Georgia. So we'll see how he does there.
No, I completely agree with you, Clint. Yeah. I actually have Ohio State winning the national title as well. I also have Minnesota sneaking in there. I don't know if you're a big fan of them, but I had Texas a team to look out for. Tom Herman literally firing his entire offensive staff, bringing in new guys. Sam Ehlinger is a senior. Last go around, that is a team to look out for. And I'm not big on Jamie Newman as well. I think Kirby Smart is in a situation where he's under so much pressure to make the right decisions. He even has to bring in a second insurance quarterback in JT Daniels just in case Jamie Newman doesn't work out. And honestly, he did nothing special at Wake Forest. It's not a tough division. All you have is Clemson, and that's it. I didn't really see anything special out of Jamie Newman as a runner or a passer. So it will be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Hey, Clint. your father was endorsed by Luther Campbell in Miami. He has a big voice in Pop Warner, high school football, a lot of respect in the community. You think your father will ever take a pass on the opportunity to eventually coach at the University of Miami? Because he's been a part of the big three schools besides Miami and Florida. You think he has any interest at all? I mean, I would love to have him here on staff.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what'll happen? You know, he's been at several teams, you know, within the past couple of years, you know. So, I mean, who knows? But I mean, I don't know who wouldn't want to coach at Miami. You know, being in South Florida, right there, where all the talent is. You know, it's I think that's a desirable, you know, location, and you know, especially with the tradition that Miami has. You know.
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
Oh hey, look. I got it all planned out, Clint. We'll get Urban Meyer as head coach. We'll sneak your dad in there. And then DC, we'll get Dave Aranda. We'll be set, man. We'll be set. That's it, man. Right, hey, Clint, thank you so much for your time, man. Hey, many blessings during these interesting times, this pandemic. And, man, best of luck in a 247 Sports.
All right, you too, man. Thanks,
all right, Clint. All righty. Take care. Bye. Guys, Clint Brewster, recruiting analyst 247 Sports. I greatly apologize for the internet disconnecting. Recorded this episode. It will be uploaded as part 2 of the interview. Thank you, everyone who was watching the live show. I once again apologize for the disconnection, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.